The passage discusses the governance of the Philippines under American rule, focusing on the initial promise of self-government and eventual independence. It begins by acknowledging that over 25 years had passed since the Philippines came under American sovereignty, which was initially presented as a mission of freedom rather than colonization. The United States aimed to train Filipinos in self-governance with the ultimate goal of granting independence. Trusting America's intentions, Filipinos worked diligently to fulfill the requirements for self-rule and awaited the fulfillment of the U.S. commitment. For the first 20 years of civil government, American and Filipino officials worked in mutual understanding and cooperation. Progress toward self-governance seemed promising, especially when the U.S. President recommended to Congress that it was time to honor America's pledge of independence. However, this progress was disrupted by the appointment of Major General Leonard Wood as Governor General. Initially, Filipinos expected him to support the transition to independence due to his past military role in liberating Cuba. However, his tenure was marked by actions that undermined Filipino autonomy, reversed prior policies, and led to increasing dissatisfaction. Wood's governance was characterized by what the author describes as a series of arbitrary decisions and abuse of power. The most controversial of this was Executive Order No. 37, which aimed to nullify laws establishing the Board of Control, effectively consolidating power in his own hands. This act was culmination of series of actions that eroded Filipino self-rule. Among Wood's transgressions, he consistently refused to approve laws deemed necessary for public welfare, disregard the legal authority of Filipino officials, and replace constitutional advisors with military officers who lack legal standing and accountability. He reversed the policy of Filipinization by appointing Americans to key positions even when qualified Filipinos were available. Additionally, he obstructed national economic policies enacted by the Filipino legislature simply because they contradicted his personal views. Wood also undermined the legislative process by vetoing key items in annual appropriation laws and then reinstating items from previous years. Thereby violating the organic law, he annulled appointed officials and authorized salary payments after vetoing budget allocation for those positions. He misused public funds to grant additionally compensate to officials acted beyond his authority by assuming the powers of the dissolved emergency board, and interfered with administration of justice. Further, he disregarded legal procedures by making appointments without Senate approval, even when such approval was explicitly required. He also refused to present appointments for Senate confirmation when vacancies arose during legislative recesses, directly violating the Organic Act. The, the passage ultimately portrays Wood tenure as one of the systematic usurpation, reversing years of progress toward Filipino autonomy and contradicting America's stated mission of preparing the Philippines for independence. His actions created frustration, and Filipinos who had placed their trust in America's promise of self-governance. The passage reflects a strong opposition to Wood leaderships and highlights the broader struggle of the Filipino people to reclaim their political rights and move toward full sovereignty.